invasive. Yeah, that's like probably the best way to describe it. The time I feel like I felt like I tapped into like my own personal voice with art is probably when I did my first art show. I curated my first art show with like people I was close with, not people that I just liked their art, but people that I had like interactions and relationships with. Because I was doing a lot of stuff that I think just people like a lot of character designs and stuff. But then I started wanting to tap into like saying something. So after that show probably like catapulted me into figuring out who I was as an artist.
Like yes and no. You can be vulnerable by yourself because at the end of the day, you're in your own world. You know, you trust yourself more than anybody. So of course you're going to be able to be a little bit more open with yourself on different situations. You understand that that person has a world just as vivid as yours. So what might affect them might not affect you, or what might affect you might not affect them. And it's being that, you know, being compassionate about their situation and understanding that, okay, this person might experience vulnerability differently than I do. Like I have this thing that I've been thinking about saying that we might all experience life on a different plane of existence, but we've all had the same experience at a point in time in life, or haven't experienced that point in time or that feeling yet to where you can be like, oh, I understand why that person felt that way.
Anything that I do makes me feel like I'm tapping into my artistry, whether it's photography, videography, me modeling, me throwing something on the canvas, you feel me? Me shucking something up. Like, I feel like I'm tapping into a flow in my artistry. You feel me? I'm expressing myself. That's basically what artistry is. It's a form of expression. Tap into my vulnerability. Like, you know, being vulnerable with the world. However you choose to respond or, you know, express yourself, that's who you are. Like, as a whole, I don't even think we know what truth is. I mean, to be me is truth.
Art exists. If it exists, it's art. If it was made, it's art. There's nothing that human hands have made, especially in today's manufacturing world, that did not start as a drawing. Efficiency of energy and movement in my practice. And so I want to find the best way. The best way is often the simplest and most direct. I'm not interested in overly complicating things. So the way I explain it to my students is you have to enjoy being bad long enough to get good. And you have to enjoy being bad. You have to enjoy doing something poorly, right? You have to enjoy practicing. That's really what I'm saying. You have to enjoy practicing.
Because ultimately, I'm a human, but what I create is superhuman. I think the current generation has a disadvantage. It's too much access, and it can create an overwhelmed sensation of which way should I go? Which way should I go? I think the people who stick with the artists and the creators who stick with that concept of creating something from nothing, and that become so serious that their lives and their well-beings, mind, body, and soul are dependent upon that. Even though I may not paint that or draw that, it's still in there. Because if I'm talking about it, you're gonna get all that shit.